Carlos Rodriguez has been around a good few years. He's had a good couple of performances in Pro Tour events. But the Japanese, they've played a lot of soft tip. They're now starting to play steel tip. They're young men, they fear no one. And I expect them to have a real good go at the Spanish here.
They were practicing on boards right next to each other here, and you could sense a bit of tension there.
60.
And there is that atmosphere. You want to do well for your country.
Yeah, what happens, Dave? I mean, when you practice on the boards, you're looking at the other player to see what he's doing. If he hits a bad score, you're saying, yeah, please keep doing that. It just gives you a bit of confidence. But it's all who settles into this game the easiest, the quickest.
45.
And the prize for the winner of this one, a showdown with England tonight.
Well, that'd be a battle for them, but I can assure you they're not thinking of the England game at the moment. They just want to get over this first round. Of course, if they do get over the first round, they've got the advantage that they've already played a game.
Okay, commentary, Nigel Pearson and Dave Lanning.
Yes, here we go. Spain versus Japan. Intercontinental darts. Who'd have thought we'd be seeing such a fixture when we first started doing taproom darts in pretty much this part of the world. The Japanese have been on the fringe of big-time darts for a while. Haven't really emerged as we'd hoped they would. And the Spaniards, and this guy, Carlos Rodriguez, has been making an impact on the world scene. So too is this little fellow, Nigel. You remember he gave Ronnie Baxter a bit of a gallop for his money in the World Championship earlier this year.
Yes, Haruki Muramatsu, 33 years of age. Lost to Ronnie in that first round after meeting the Polish star Krzysztof Szuk in the preliminary round. But a very slow start from both pairings in this game so far, and as Dave and Rod just mentioned,
60.
England await the winner, Taylor and Wade. And so far, a very slow-paced start to this game. Yachi competed on the PDC Pro Tour. He's 35 years of age, and a big occasion for him this afternoon.
Well, it's perishing cold up here in County Durham, -9 out there. Even the Huskies are staying in their kennels. But we're warming up a bit here.
Much more like it from Carlos Rodriguez, the Spanish assassin as he's known, 31 years of age. And a very slow first leg to this match, but that's more like it for Rodriguez on his last visit. This man walked a long way to the Alexandra Palace from the train station when there was snow at the World Championships last Christmas, if you remember that.
So this is Antonio Alcinas, who is emerging and has qualified for the World Championship. Double 14, treble 14 looking forward there.
50.
But the Japanese aren't out of it. Here is Taro Yato from Tokyo, looking at 111. Chances 19 for double 16. He might go for 11 here, working it out. I wonder if the Japanese thinking European numbers. Double top, he knows which way to go though, that's for sure.
71.
That was a decent effort from Taro Yachi of Japan, and now Carlos Rodriguez sat on 63. He's going for tops now for a 1-0 lead for Spain. No problem, first attempt at a double. For Spain, Carlos Rodriguez is the man who delivers the goods there, reached the last 32 of the World Championships in 2009, so has got the pedigree and got to the last 16 of a German Players' Championship back in March as well. So now's out to play Carlos Rodriguez, and look at that from Muramatsu. That was decent as well.
Appropriately, both the Spanish players are throwing ball darts.
140.
The Japanese, they've got unusual darts. This tournament does throw up some different makes and manufacturers. This guy here is throwing a 22-gram 888 dart, which I must say is a new make to me, Nigel. Where his partner has a 19-gram monster.
60.
That's the darts, of course.
And this man, Antonio Alcinas, you've mentioned, has qualified for the World Championship, Dave. He will face James Wade on Monday the 20th of December. And ironically, he'll face James Wade tonight in the World Cup if Spain overcome Japan. And they're 1-0 up already, with Phil Taylor and James Wade awaiting the winners of this tie.
60.
Rodriguez, 31. comes from Sabadell. And it's got a very confident, assertive style. And he knows what the trebles are.
First 180 of the match, and it's Carlos Rodriguez for Spain. And they're set on a finish now as well to go 2-0 ahead. Yachi stays up the board with a tidy turn, but it may not be enough. Chance for Alcinas here to give Spain a 2-0 advantage.
Treble 14 would leave him 32. And he knows which way to go, and he knows how to hit them. That really was a tidy finish, culminating with double 16, and the Spaniards predictably are looking the better of these partnerships at this stage.
Seen some pretty impressive performances throughout the afternoon. There's still more action to come after this, of course, but it's been an enjoyable afternoon of darts so far in the first round of the World Cup of Darts here in the northeast. Some hugely entertaining action, and Spain playing well here, averaging 90.
60.
Hasn't really happened darts big time in Japan. We've been looking for them to emerge for about the last 25 years, but the sport just hasn't happened. But we feel like so many other nations, if they could just find a player 100 who could compete on terms with the very top boys, that would lift the game, inflame it, ignite it in the land of the rising sun. You can remember once, you know, Nigel, that Eric Bristow won a major tournament in Tokyo,
100,
which paid him a prize of 40 million yen. And they paid him out in cash, and he went back to his hotel room and poured it all on the bed and rolled in it. 42,000, I'm told. 10 million yen, 42,000. I was close anyway. I seem to remember that Eric had to bring it back through the customs in a suitcase. And they raised their eyebrows somewhat.
Nice tidy darts from Rodriguez there. And Spain look in control of this game early on. Remember, first to 6 legs if you've just joined us on this Friday afternoon. Live sporting action in the northeast, the World Cup of Darts, and the big boys are in town tonight. The seeds come into play in the second round of the World Cup. Make sure you join us for that.
Haruki Muramatsu, little fella, tidy, unemotional. A little bit jerky, but he knows where the trebles are.
135. Spain, you require.
It's calculated there to leave double top, and this is Rodriguez. Needs to treble 20 now.
60.
It's down to Yachi now. Can he get a leg on the board for Japan? Tops the target. Needs it. Decent marker, and there he goes with the second dice and the double. Japan are off the mark. What it does mean, loser throws first, so Spain have the darts in this leg. 2-1 they lead now.
And the Spaniards have got a pretty impressive average, 90.59. There they are, you can see on our caption, against the Japanese 83.17, which is respectable enough.
Which backs up what I've said really throughout the afternoon. We've seen some excellent darts action today. It's been a good start to the Cash Converters World Cup of Darts here. And a great effort by everybody to make it happen.
100.
There'll be one or two different averages tonight though, with the likes of Barney and Wade and Taylor. Whitlock, they'll all be here. Gary Anderson, of course.
But the fascinating thought is, will that upping in standard lift these players? And I think
140.
There have been players we've seen who will be carried on with the momentum, getting in against the real top boys in the world. They'll lift their game. It's a fascinating prospect.
Could well be some surprises tonight, Dave.
Yes, there could.
100.
World Cups in any sport notoriously regurgitate some curious results.
this from Muramatsu.
140.
Well, so close to the first 180 of the game for Japan. But nice, tidy darts, and Japan could be challenging for a level playing field here to go 2 apiece. Nice, tidy time from Antonio Alcinas. And now it's down to Yachi for Japan.
And now 104.
Spain, you require 104.
Rodriguez, who has the experience and flair to hit this shot. Should come back for 20s now.
96.
Double 4 left.
Japan, you require
And
106.
Muramatsu, one feels, has got to hit this 106.
Pressure on.
It is now. Only got one shot now. Needs treble 17.
82.
Tidied up, but might be too late, said Nigel. Double 4.
Antonio Alcinas then with pressure on him now. Needs this double 4. Double 2 for a 3-1 lead. Double 1. Last chance saloon. Takes it. That is a big shot from Antonio Alcinas. Spain lead Japan 3 legs to 1, and it's first to 6.
Well, there it is. In Spanish darts, they call it not the madhouse, the El Loco Hacienda. But not such a problem for Antonio Alcinas.
60.
And you get the feeling if Rodriguez can hit a big score here, it's a good start. Another treble 20 would really give Spain the advantage
100.
in this leg.
Darts really catching on and getting some momentum in Spain. We know that for coverage of our tournaments that go down to the Costas and the reaction we get there. And it would be a fascinating
41.
thought and interesting to see the reaction we would get, Nigel, if we could manage to promote a tournament down there in Spain. I think it would be an absolute socko.
Be a bit warmer than here.
Anywhere's a bit warmer than at the moment.
60.
It's warmer than in Novosibirsk than County Durham at the moment.
But it's great to be here, really enjoying it. And Spain playing well, but don't rule out Muramatsu, made of stern stuff, a gutsy character. We saw that at the World Championships
60.
last time around, as he pushed Ronnie Baxter, as you mentioned earlier, Dave, in that first round clash. But this guy is a tidy
45.
player. Carlos Rodriguez is capable of better than that.
Taroyaki just showing a moment of emotion there. Inscrutable.
45.
Normally both these Japanese players. I like the look of Alcinas. He's in the World Championship. Just faintly reminiscent of Rab Smith in the way he looks, the
85.
great Scot who dominated darts for a couple of years way back in the 70s.
$100.
Rodriguez then, as the Spaniards bid for a 4-1 dominating advantage here, and the right to meet the English, the mighty English, the hot anti-post favourites, and he's left double top. They were fair darts, those three from Rodriguez. Left his partner sitting pretty.
Yeah, terrific treble 17, wasn't it?
45.
That's exactly what I was saying
Spain
in
the
a previous comment about Rodriguez. He knows what it takes, and now Alcinas sat on tops for a 4-1 lead. Oh, how many times has he done that? Taken 3 darts, but he's done the business, and Alcinas now has given Spain a 4-1 advantage. You have to say, it's going to be hard to see how Japan can bounce back from this. It could be England versus Spain in round 2 of the World Cup tonight.
45.
Well, the Spaniards are checking out at 50% success rate, which is thoroughly decent.
82.
Cover dart useful for Rodriguez.
Yaki looks as though he's just lost his range, struggling for a treble.
60.
Spain in no danger at the moment. Cruise control.
And Yaki is known as Taro.
59.
His first name is Taro, T-A-R-R-O, and he says his nickname is Taro, T-A-R-R-O-W. Mystifies me with a name like Yaki. I know that English crowds would christen him Suki.
97.
Rodriguez, Gibraltar Open winner in 2007. Got to the last 16 of the German Players Championship
59.
in March. This leg on a knife edge, it's there for the taking. One big score
100.
could decide this leg now.
Yes, and the Japanese know they have got, in all sensibility, to get this leg to keep the match reasonably close.
100.
Got their chances here. Muramatsu needs big ton. Well on the way. The inroads are there. Yes, they are. Treble 19 perhaps.
177.
Brilliant. Great darts from Haruki Muramatsu. Just when it mattered most, Dave.
Left 2-11, so I suppose he just get the feeling he would have settled for a single 19 there, but anyway, it's a double.
Japan, you require 22.
Double 11 proving a problem.
No score.
Taro Yaki
Spain
and now
143.
Antonio Alcinas. Sat on 143, 123. And to finish it off.
Out. He left it. Can he get it? Oh, 3 now. We might go, yes, 3.
Double for the target.
14.
Not far away, and a chance here. The door is well and truly ajar for Spain now for 5-1.
You see, if he'd hit a single 19 and left 60, it might have been better for him than that treble. Double top now. And the Spaniards nip in at the flag to go just one leg away. That was a little bit of pickpocketing there.
It was, but Japan missed chances at the double. Contributed to their own downfall, and Spain were there waiting to pounce, and Rodriguez and Alcinas doing themselves proud here
59.
with the might of England awaiting them this evening.
Have to sympathise with the Japanese, have come a long way,
100.
and it might just be a fairly brief stay here. 12-hour flight, and it must be an educational thought when they get to London and find the whole of England carpeted,
60.
blanketed in snow. So much for our green and pleasant land. These guys must have been equally surprised, but they've acclimatised pretty well, haven't
140.
A lovely ton 40, absolutely, yeah. Acclimatisation, no problem for the Spanish boys, whatever it is. They're the better duo here anyway, there's no denying that. And this guy the better of the two Japanese players. Muramatsu on the day.
125.
But Rodriguez now looking to take another significant step closer towards the finish line.
And a meeting this evening against the redoubtable English
55.
dynamic duo, Wade and Phil Taylor.
What an experience that will be for the winners of this game.
Yes, James Wade, of course, coming to this
60.
tournament on the back of a real heartbreak performance in the Grand Slam when he...
To finish it,
somehow contrived to throw away an 8-0 lead. So he'll be anxious to re-establish himself and his confidence
100.
and his equilibrium.
Especially with the Alexandra Palace just a few days away after this tournament. Such an exciting time for darts fans. And look at this from Muramatsu, playing beautifully here.
Yes, you're quite right, Nigel. We're getting into the real red meat of the darts here now, aren't we? 106 here. This would be tasty. Treble 17 would leave the pool.
Oh.
Now you know what he wants. So does he. Can he get it? Not far away.
81.
Not far away.
Terrific effort by Rodriguez, it really was. Yaki has not been in good form. Double 16 though to stay alive. Switches to double 8 now. Can he save the match? Yes, he can. Full credit to him. Hanging on in there. Refusing to take defeat easily. That was a fine recovery from Terayaki.
But it means, under this format, that the Spaniards, just one leg away from victory, have the throw here. And that does give a different interpretation on this rule. When you're that far ahead and you get the throw having lost one leg. A little bit of a leg up. Interesting though. New formats, new thinking about the game.
Yes, and tomorrow in the group stages
100.
we've got singles and doubles, so looking forward to that as well. Should be a terrific day tomorrow, but we've got tonight to think about as well and the rest of this afternoon. It's been a terrific start to the World Cup, a huge success.
And it's fascinating because you hear the critics saying, "Ah, that darts is the same old people," and whatever, which it isn't, as we know. But this afternoon's
100.
play has hardly been a face which you could have said was familiar to the millions of people who watch darts on television on Sky. And they've given us an entertaining
60.
afternoon.
Muramatsu digging deep here, looking to keep his country in the World Cup. Needs a treble and gets in with that last dart.
They're still in front and they're still in this match. It's still not over.
Oh, two lovely darts from Antonio Alcinas there.
Oh yes, that was a real body blow for the Spaniards. That really hurt them.
And well,
60.
Yaki struggling there, and it could well be the point of no return for Japan. Rodriguez steps forward. You know, treble 18, double 16 here. Sit treble 4 there.
44.
Well, the
Japan
Japanese
141.
Muramatsu really has got to get this one, would suspect. 141. Treble 20 should be the first start. Must be the first start. Is the first start. Now, treble 19.
Oh.
Yes, double 12.
And shot the A flag.
That is simply sensational. 141 for Haruki Muramatsu. Just as Spain looked about to wrap it all up, Japan have bounced back brilliantly.
It's a lovely moment for him, isn't it? 141, of course. We see that's on the end of 9 darters as a rule.
100.
And he picked it out perfectly. It was 3 perfect darts for the little Japanese. And that's a moment for him to treasure. Keep that one in his video library. Giving him a shout too, you know, that could lift them here. Just when we thought the Spaniards were kicking on.
100.
And just thinking back, remember they missed, what, 6 darts at double 11. If they'd hit that one, it would have been all square.
100.
Absolutely, it looked one-sided early on. In fact, for the majority of the match, it's been one-sided, but these boys have shown great resilience, character and determination.
Yes, they have shown.
100.
And that, it's amazing how one really outstanding shot like that 141 can give you a lift. But now the Spaniards have got to dig in again. And he's doing just that. Olé.
123.
We have seen some lovely finishes throughout the course of the afternoon. That 1-4-1 from Muramatsu was absolutely pinpoint. He's playing beautifully here now.
Saw a 1-6-1 too from an Austrian earlier this afternoon. Who would have thought we'd be saying this?
100.
1-6-1 for a player from Austria. 1-4-1 for a player for Japan. The world of darts, big time darts, is expanding and it's exciting times.
81.
Which again leaves Rodriguez, when he goes, just 2 darts away from a place in the next round and a date with the mighty English.
55.
97.
Venue require 97.
Treble 19 double top.
Carlos Rodriguez, tops for the match and a place against England. It's a marker for Rodriguez, and Spain finally get the better of the